Alright, we are live, guys. What is going on? It's Brando Linick here coming to you, and in this conversation I'm going to be very direct with you guys when it comes to the pros and the cons of being an entrepreneur. And guys, having been an entrepreneur now full-time, so not working a job and building a business and being an entrepreneur, but actually having been able to build a full-time income business on the internet over the last year and a half. There's some things I'm going to share with you on that. I'm also going to break down what happened, and some of the pros and cons previous to that point, because my entrepreneurial journey actually went back like, 3 to 4 years ago. Tried different businesses out. Some of them worked, some of them failed. While I was working 40 to 50 hours a week as a baker in a restaurant. And that's just, some of the things that go with the territory of being an entrepreneur. You got to be willing to work in your circumstances, in your situation, and you got to be willing to focus. But when it comes to the pros and cons, the pros are you can set your own schedule. You can be your own boss. You tell yourself what to do, how you're going to do it. Your results are a reflection of your efforts and your work habits, okay? And you can make however much money you want. You create your schedule. You want to take a vacation, you can take a vacation. You want to take a day off, you can take a day off, alright? And those are really some of the most powerful pros ever, because when you learn to get into the driver's seat of your life instead of sitting in the passenger seat, you're no longer reliant on a job. You're no longer reliant on driving and showing up to a workplace. You're no longer reliant on somebody telling you what to do and how to do it, aka a boss, right? You're no longer reliant on that boss giving you a paycheck. You write your own paychecks, and that is the most empowering thing ever, because when you learn to make $1, you can make $2, and you just scale it up from there, and that skill set can take you from here to the end of the world, alright? So those are some of the pros, honestly, just some of the best things you could do. Everyone who I know, who I've gotten around, who's just had some really cool things happen in their life, traveling full-time around the world, building a business at the same time online, being able to buy big homes, nice cars, and not just the material things, but actually being able to have the experiences to go to cultures, communities, and stay there for 6 to 12 months, renew their visa every 3 months, and just live in different countries around the world. Every single one of them, they're their own boss, they're an entrepreneur. Every single person I know who has done that. They're not working a job, alright? And you can, get a job traveling the world, except you still have a boss telling you what to do, and you can't really enjoy the things that you want because you are capped on an income. And, that's one of the also benefits of being an entrepreneur. You don't have to worry about what you can afford and what you can't afford, because when you learn to make $1, like I said, you can make $2. Alright, so those are just some of the pros, and this isn't just going to be a pros video. Like I said, this is also a cons video, and this isn't going to be from my perspective. This is just from what I've gotten around in, my lifetime, people who have said that these are some of the cons with entrepreneurship, and that is, you got to be willing to work relentlessly, no matter your situation, no matter what you have. You got to be willing to sacrifice. Okay, and sometimes people say that being an entrepreneur is a con because you're going to become not a hermit, but you're going to become less socially engaged in your social life. You're going to have to never talk to your friends again. Some of these are absolutely ridiculous, but some people consider these as cons. And the reality is, as an entrepreneur, you have to be willing to sacrifice a period and point in your life if you want to reap the results that you want, if you want that lifestyle. You got to be able to focus and set yourself up for a goal of what you want, and then willing to sacrifice just a period of time, not your whole life, but a period of time. So if that means not talking to your friends and family as much as you currently are, then do it. How bad do you really want it? That's what it comes down to. And honestly, there's not any other cons I could share with you. There's just really third-party perspectives from people that I've gotten around, from them looking on the outside in, and some people label that as a con, that you got to work hard, that you got to stay up late, that you can't sleep in, that you have lots of pressure, and that you have more things on your shoulders, right? You have more weight on your shoulders. You have more things that you got to keep into account. And the reality is, a lot of that is just bogus. I mean, like, when it comes to it, guys, if you're feeding yourself excuses, and that's one of the cons, people just give themselves excuses when it comes to entrepreneurship of why they can't do it, and that has nothing to do with entrepreneurship. That's just people who are wanting to do it, alright? but they're like the wannabe entrepreneurs. They're like, oh yeah, I would do that, but if I could, if I would, all right. Ultimately, at the end of the day, being an entrepreneur, it's more of a pro. There's nothing I could dog about it, because there's no better, more empowering thing you could set up for yourself, for your family, if you want time freedom, if you don't want a boss harping down your neck all the time, if you don't want to wait 2 to 6 to 5 years to get a salary increase of 2%, all right. If you don't want to get paid the bare minimum of what you're worth and you actually want to know what you're worth, learn to be an entrepreneur, start a business. I did this online 1.5 years ago, guys, and honestly, there's nothing I could say that's really a con other than what some people would, cliche as cons, which I kind of covered of, not spending time with family and all this stuff. And it really comes down to how bad do you want it, right? It's not saying you'll never see your family again, but it's just saying how bad do you really want it? Because if you want it bad, you're willing to sacrifice a small chunk of your life to focus on a goal and an outcome that you want, all right? If you just focus and you hear me out here, you find a mentor, someone who can help you and guide you, show you the steps and ropes like I did 1.5 years ago. Person was building a 6-figure income business online, modeled them, copied them. 3 months later, created a full-time income business working part-time. And guess what? For those 3 months, I sacrificed 3 months, guys, relentless focus, and I was able to quit my job. Now I can snowboard. I can do what I'm passionate about. I can do the things that I want to do. And I still have friends and family who are working jobs who are showing up at a 9 to 5. At the time of shooting this video, it's daytime, and they're out working so far. So it's just to share with you and impress upon you guys, not a guarantee results, but entrepreneurship is definitely the best, most empowering thing you could do. It's what our civilization used to be like in the 1900s before the Industrial Revolution took place, before big companies started hiring people and everyone became, employees pretty much. Everyone used to go out and fend for themselves, hunt for their own family. So what it used to be like, right? Everyone used to fend for their own family. And, it's the best thing you do is learn to fend for yourself and fend for your family. Going out there is just the best thing you do as an entrepreneur. So no cons from me, but just some third-party perspectives, so I figured I'd clear that up, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below your thoughts and opinions. I'd love to hear them. Don't do anything too negative down below, but I'd love to hear you if you agree with me or if you disagree. And if you guys would like to learn more information about building a business and income online, if you're coachable, trainable, willing to learn and work, if you want to learn how to use the same system I've been able to use, then connect with me on my site. The link is down below. It's 123marketingtips.com. I'll personally connect with you guys there, and I'll see you guys on the beach of the world. Take care.